Hey, can you hear me? Mic check. Mic check 1 2 1 3. Make sure I am good. Studio mode. Can you hear me okay? That is the question. Give me the one in the chat if you can hear me okay. Man. Oh shit. Excuse my French. I've been struggling with some tech stuff right now. Yes, so we good on comms. What is up, everybody? It's your boy Stocks for Rell. Welcome to the rapid fire chart analysis. Man, today is a busy day, but we got a lot to talk about. We got a little bit to talk about in the beginning, and then we're gonna get right into it like we always do. All right, so shout out to the YouTube members that's here. I see you guys. What's up, Denise, Naj, Road Life, aka Spark 40. I see y'all. What's up, Julie from Texas? Ricky, Arthur, I appreciate everybody for being here. I assume if you guys are texting, that means that you are subscribed, so I appreciate that. The only other thing left to do is to hit the like button in advance for your boy. All right, so it's been crazy. All right, so I'm gonna try my best to keep this smooth. What I wanted to do, what I still want to do, is get the Weatherman back, but I couldn't get my microphone like to work if I'm far away from the computer. So I'm gonna do a test, right? I'm gonna back up and then I'm gonna do a test to see if you can still hear me. Okay, so let's see if you can hear me. All right, can y'all hear me okay? And actually, I could probably increase the sensitivity. All right, can you hear me okay? Give me a 1 if you can hear me all right. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me okay. Really, Rell? What did I do? What did I do? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me from this distance. What's good, KGU? All right, is that clear? I just want to make sure because I want to do this, but you know, I don't want to not be heard. Okay, perfect. So appreciate that. Appreciate that. So the Weatherman's in the building. The Weatherman's in the building. All right. So as people trickle in, I'm gonna let y'all know, I'm gonna pull up a couple things here. Let's go downloads. Now this is just gonna flood in here, but I wanna like give some recognition to a couple people. So one, if you didn't know, I hit 200% on the Google Play. I did shout this out in the Discord, Sacrifice for Riches. Let me get this out of the way. This right here, the Amazon Play was done by Spark 40, aka Roll Life. Shout out to you for hitting that on that call out. And then that's the Amazon Play. And then right here, Tez 98 absolutely killed the game. Right? Let me see if I can get rid of this other stuff. We hit up to 39% on the Amazon, and then our boy Tez, I think I got to give him Shark of the Week. Why? Because my guy hit 2K in profits off of a call out on Amazon the other day. So everybody got the Amazon Play. Amazon was a live trade. Okay, so that means, what does that mean? That means that we were live during the time that we were in this play. All right, so boy Tez followed the play to the T and came up big. So shout out to you, big dog. You can see the timestamp that was today. He got out of it, or yesterday, I don't know. But either way, we gave the levels and he played it accordingly. Google, we ran Google multiple times, right? So if you're a part of it, great. If you weren't, it is what it is. There's always another play. Essentially, Google has been choppy though. So I can see why a lot of people were scared to touch Google, because you were probably getting worked because it was doing a lot of indecisive moves. However, when it's doing something like that after a big pop, that just tells me that the buyers are still here, right? The sellers are trying to regain control, but they're not winning because Google keeps pushing it up. So I'm going to go over what I've seen, and so you can understand how I played it and stayed calm, cool, collected throughout the process. Not normally, but if you catch me on a bad day, what Google was doing could have shook me, right? Like, because I have bad days. I have days where I don't stick to my plan. I got days where like I'm impatient. I got days where, you know, I jump out too early or I jump in too early, right? That happens. I'm human, right? And I'll always keep it a buck. But Google, for some reason, I think I just got to a point where I could breathe. Everything just feels right again. I went on vacation, had a good time with my guys, and now we're back to the grind. Like, a big reset button has been hit, so your boy's feeling great. The calls have been absolutely amazing, and these rapid fire analysis that we're doing, you guys are the fuel to this live stream. Okay, so when you guys give me tickers, I look at that as potential options for trading going into next week, right? And I also want everybody to know that these live rapid fire chart analysis, these plays that we're finding, these breakouts or these structures we're identifying, these are swing trades. Okay, just so you know, these are swing trades. That doesn't mean you can't day trade it, but that means that you can have a swing trader's mentality and then play it accordingly. What else does that mean? That means that you probably should be looking for confirmation on higher time frames, right? 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, especially if you're looking to swing trade it. If you're looking to day trade it, right, then we're looking to make sure we're doing something called zone syncing, okay? I train and teach that for the Megalodons, and if you're a KGU, the doctorate members that are on the Dean's list. If you are interested in becoming a member, the KGU or Sacrifice for Riches, the links are in the description. All right. So let me see. And if you are already a member, consider upgrading. There's just a lot of information, a lot of content that I think is valuable. Let me get my 200% off the screen. So I'm gonna take a look at the comments. Then we're gonna go right into the weather report from your boy Rell. All right. What's up, Rufus? Always showing up and showing love. Wingman, I see you. Julie, I see you. KGU in the building. I love it. Pragmatic says, my fault. I put in really Rell, but autocorrect changed it to really. Okay. Really Rell. Got it. Really Rell in the building. I got you. I was like, man, what'd I do? Julie, my net profit on Amazon trade was 1746. I got it. Man, shout out to you, Julie. Let's go. I love to see that. I love to see that, Queen. Congratulations. It sounds like you executed the trade to perfection. So I love to see it. Right now it shows only 20 people in the chat. If we're not at 20 likes, please help me out with that. I was supposed to shave. I didn't have time for anything. My camera is fuzzy. I might have to hold on. Give me 1 moment. I gotta wipe off my camera, and we're gonna keep going. Okay, that should be good. Let's check it out. I think that's better. All right, I think we're just having some focusing issues, which is all good. All right. So thank you for your time. You're appreciated. I appreciate you for being here. 21 likes. I love to see it. Okay. So if you're here, if you're KGU, let the community know in KGU that we're live right now. All right. If you are Sacrifice for Riches, let the family know that we're live right now. All right. Because we're about to put something together. I'm going to break down my Google plays, and then we're going to get right into the rapid fire. Okay. Any questions before we get started? All love, Lola. All love. Look, as far as me sharing my knowledge, you have to understand something about me. Is like, I it brings me joy to help people, right? Y'all might see me now on YouTube and just doing my thing here. I got a Discord and stuff like that, but you got to understand that behind the scenes for like 5 years, I was helping people. Anytime I learned any information, I intentionally looked to help people, right? Because at the end of the day, I was where somebody else was. And I think everything in life is about paying it forward. So why would I keep everything inside when I could share it with y'all? So that's what I'm here for, right? The only difference now is that I've just decided to turn it into something instead of just doing it in the background and, you know, using up a lot of time. I just decided to kind of build a platform. So, but that was encouraged by the community. That was not my intentions. So this is all based on what was requested from individuals, and I appreciate everybody that's pushed me to do this, that's been showing love and rocking with me from the jump. So I will forever be humble. That's just who I am at the core. So, but let me read the comments, quench my thirst, and we're gonna get into it. All right, this is not rehearsed, so so bear with me. I haven't did the Weatherman in a long time. Yeah, I really had to stay with it because I got to live sessions a little late. Okay, then I had to average down per your trade setup instructions. This morning it was all green. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Crazy. But per the instructions, that's the thing. We have to trust our process. But we also have to understand the importance of acceptance, okay? Acceptance is something that I've taught recently within the community. So it's for the higher tier members because we do dive into the psychology of trading. And that's very important to me because that's one of my biggest issues, right? That I've been working on for the longest. Okay. I've been in therapy. I have direct one-on-one interactions with the therapist. I've been provided tools. I've read several books. I've read more books on personal growth in psychology than I have on trading. So, but that's just who I am as a person. Growth is important. But anyway, acceptance, right? You got to stick to your plan, process over profits, right? That's what I'll be saying. But you have to stick to your plan and then just understand that it might not always work. But if you stick to your plan and you accept the outcome, then it's okay, right? If you accept the decision before the decision is made, then you're fine, right? It's when we make a decision to enter or make a decision to exit a position that we really didn't want to, right? That means that we really didn't accept our decision. That leads to FOMO and FUD and anxiousness and all these other things, emotions that come in, right? It happened to me today, but I stood my ground, right? So I had 7 contracts on Google, ran it up. I want to say 60, 70, 80%, right? I killed my position. Well, most of it. I trimmed 5 of 7 contracts. But in reality, I knew based on how the charts were moving that my play was not yet invalidated. However, I wanted to protect my gains, which is essentially trading out of fear. I just didn't want to give up all of the gains I just made after waiting all that time for Google to do what I thought it was going to do, right? And then so I held on to 2 positions. Then I hit my next take profit target, killed 1 position. Then I had 1 left and it ran all the way up to 200%. And the whole time I was like, dang, I had 7 contracts, could have been 200%, you know? But I can't have that mindset, right? I had to say that, well, I did that and I was accepting of my decision. And I did that instantly. And then I texted it to the Discord and let them know, we just talked about acceptance and this is me accepting it. I don't want to, but I did, right? But by me saying it out loud and telling people, right, that prevented me from just jumping back in willy-nilly, FOMOing back into a moving position. We don't do that, right? We're strategic about our re-entries. So your Amazon call was fire. Glad you had a good vacation. I'm so happy that everybody ate on Amazon. I wanted to give people on Google, but I'll tell you why we didn't. All right, so who's ready for Google? We're gonna do the Google breakdown, and then we're going to go into the rapid fire chart analysis. All right, so without further ado, we're gonna get into it. This is Weatherman Rell. This is Weatherman Rell. I know it's a lot, but your boy is gonna tell you everything that you need to know. All right, don't worry about it. It's chaos, but I got you. This is gonna make a lot of sense. All right, so make sure I'm in focus. Hold up. Can you hear me? Wow, why is the camera so fainted? Let's see here. I wonder if we're having some focusing issues. Can you hear me? I think the only thing I can do is, can I crank this up? Yeah, I don't want to go 4K on this. Yeah, we're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it alone because I'll end up breaking it or something. But that's weird. That's weird. All right. Ready for Google. All right, let's get it. Dude, I am out of focus. All right, is it time for a new camera? Is it time for a new camera? Too close. All right, I think you can see me good enough. That's fine. All right, so I need to figure out which way my hands go. All right, so we're gonna start with the bottom and we're gonna work our way up. All right, so I know it's a lot going on, but I promise you it's gonna make sense. Okay, so with Google, first of all, Google had established a demand zone on the 4-hour chart. Okay, let me check. Okay, on the 4-hour chart. Okay, so I set that up down here. So when you have a 4-hour demand zone, when you hit that zone and you pop back out of the zone, that means that it's time to get into some calls, right? That's what that means. When do you stop out of that position? That's if you fall back into the zone and you fail to break back out. So that's a confirmation below your zone line. So 4-hour demand zone, you see it right here. For as long as we're above this, I was bullish on Google. So that's one. So with this yellow marker, oh God, how you do that? Okay, yellow marker, right? I'm gonna have to figure out how to flip this. Okay, yeah, this yellow marker right here, that's the 4-hour demand zone. This right here was my entry, okay? So we actually had the 4-hour demand zone, and then we later had a 15-minute demand zone that established. So with this 15-minute, it was established, and then when the market opened, we dipped to the 4-hour and we came back into the 15. So that was a double confirmation that we had momentum to the upside. We bounced off 4-hour, we came back into the 15-minute, and we're on takeoff. So we did this, right? We did this. And we called this out and we ran it all the way up to our take profit target, right up there, okay? The green lines that you see on my chart, those were pre-drawn, okay? Those are pre-drawn, right? So anyway, so then after this happens, we wait, right? The play is done, we got our calls, we took our profits. Now what are we doing? We're trying to see if Google's about to retrace or if we're gonna reverse. Now, I want you to see something. When you see, how can I do this? Okay, when you see this right here, you see the red bar and the red arrow, right? This is not an indication of a reversal, okay? This is not a pattern of a reversal, okay? There's price action candles that you can look up. I do have the cheat sheet that I can share with you once I'm done here. But this tells me that this is more in line with a retracement, and I'm waiting for price action to tell me that it's time to ride the way back up. And what does that? That's this right here. That's this doji candle, right? That formed a 15-minute demand zone, okay? 15-minute demand zone. Once this candle closed and I seen bullish momentum, right? I seen bullish momentum with this candle. The moment we broke, I enter calls. That's what you do. I just enter calls, right? Because this is an early entry because this candle is not yet formed, okay? So you can enter calls here or you can wait for confirmation. So what does that mean? That means that you wait for the play to play out and for the price to come back down to touch this zone to see how it reacts to it. So if you miss this entry, you don't have to rush, right? You don't have to rush if you miss this entry. I wish it could keep my hands in place. Like, do I gotta do this? I don't know. But if you miss this line, this entry, it's okay. Wait for a price to come back. So price ran up, right? And then it came down, right? And it touched our line. When it touched the 15-minute and bounced, again, that's your signal for entry, right? And then it did again, right? But this time, it hit the middle line and then wicked right out of it, okay? This is a strong re-entry position because not only do you see the wicking, but you also have the volume to match it, okay? This big green candle that happened at open, okay? So then we run this up, okay? We identify a higher high and a higher low, right? We identify that we're in an uptrend, okay? We identify that we now have, oh my God, I'm sorry. We now have a supply zone. Let me do this. Okay. We now have a supply zone formed, okay? So do you take a call or do you take a short there? Not necessarily. You just have to realize where you are. Okay, so for me, my exit was that blue line, that blue dash line that you see. See, every time I use my fingers, I'm gonna have to do this. I think if I do this, I'll be fine. Yeah, so this blue line was my crossing point. That told me that if we could confirm above that line, then we're bullish. If we failed to hold that level, then we were bearish on Google. And that's exactly what happened. We broke up, right? We broke up. We formed a price action that was a doji at the top. That was I want to say there's a 15-minute supply zone that formed, which gave me the indication of a potential reversal. Sure enough, we fell back through the line, which was my exit, my stop loss, because we failed to hold the position, right? So from there, you technically could have gotten into shorts because based on how I structure my chart, but I'm pretty sure I just let it go, right? I just let it go because ultimately I know that Google just popped. So I'm just waiting on retracement again, and here we are. So right here, right here. Is it better this way or is it better this way? All right, I'm gonna have to tell this camera to stop following me. All right, camera can stop following me. All right, there we go. So right here, we opened, right? And we dropped like a rock. Now that's okay. A lot of people were fearful. I did hold 2 contracts overnight and I did get smoked. It is what it is. I had 7 yesterday. Right here. And I sold 5 and I got smoked on the 2. Now, I still have them, I think. Yeah, I still have them. So it is what it is. We're on the way up. But anyway, as we're selling off, right? I'm not worried. I gotta get used to this. I'm not worried about Google. Why? Because I know we have these levels of demand that we still need to get through. AKA, we need to get through these buyers. The sellers need to break through 3 walls of buyers, right? In order for it to be bearish. It didn't happen. So we see these nice red candlesticks. On the 15-minute, this is a 15-minute chart. We have no imbalances here. On the 1 hour, hold up. Yeah, on the 1 hour, we have this 1 hour imbalance that did form, okay? Sell side imbalance. So once we broke through imbalance, we hit our 15-minute demand zone, and then we popped up. This right here, this was my signal to enter. Why? I entered here because we have a bullish engulfing bar, right? I had at a demand zone. So I'm looking for price action as it approaches one of these zones, and then I'm looking to enter, right? That's what I'm looking for. I'm waiting for it to come down. I'm waiting for it to hit the zone. I'm waiting for a reversal signal for me to hop in, right? So that's what happened, right? That's what this was. This was my signal to enter. So once we did this and we entered back into that 15-minute demand zone, I was into play. I called it out. We're in it. Now, we got a little stagnant, right? So you see, I can't, how you do this? All right. So you see this uptrend, right? So you're seeing higher highs and higher lows and like a little small climb up. Now, people would probably get scared here because you're thinking that, okay, we just had a drop. This is probably like a bear flag or something like that. But we have to pay attention to price action, right? What happened that signals me that this is probably going to take off, or it has opportunity? One, as price was coming down, which yeet, all right, volume was also going down, right? So that means that sellers was losing steam as we were getting closer to demand, right? We have a transfer of power right here, okay? So signal 1, we hit my demand zone. Signal 2, we have a bullish engulfing. Signal 3, we have reduced or lower volume as selling pressure is dying out, right? These are signals, these are confirmations that's telling me that they're exhausted and we're probably gonna pop, all right? So this right here does not scare me. I see this and I say, well, I'm in demand and the price is still technically going up. I'm sitting pretty, right? You buy in demand, you sell in supply. You know what I mean? So when you're in a demand zone, after a price action that represents a reversal, you buy this, right? You buy this, and then your stop loss is when this is invalidated, right here, when this is invalidated, okay? So we held on. Now, as we're coming up, we're hitting this imbalance, this 1 hour imbalance, right? We were seeing some rejection here, right? This was trying to fake people out. You had this doji candle at the top, and then you had this little red bar right here that happened. That's typically a price action signal for a morning star. Is that morning star, evening star? I forgot the reversal. I think it's an evening star. Yeah, it's an evening star. So, but if you paid attention, it's not structured properly, right? For an evening star to be relevant, right, you need a solid green bar to the left, and then a solid red bar to the right of the doji that's at the top, right? So meaning more body than wicks, okay? So that didn't happen, and we're in an uptrend. We identify we have higher highs and higher lows, right? So this was a fake out. That's a fake out, right? Because we have imbalance, we failed to break through, we came down, and then little that you know, we popped, okay? I told the Discord that, hey, this was a good entry, but if you missed the entry, I identified this level right here that if we broke it with bullish momentum, we were good. This is where we had a transfer of power. Notice how we come down, sellers are exhausted, and then we're kind of coming up, right? We're coming up. That's what we're looking at. Weatherman Rell in the building, let's go. Hopefully it makes sense. So we had to be patient for this to happen. Okay? So this happened. Again, 7 contracts, your boy's in, right? We hit my first take profit target. As you can see, I killed most of my contract. I shouldn't have. And then we hit our second take profit. This is my max take profit because this was a predefined supply zone. I think on the 15-minute or the 1 hour, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember, but I identified it as a supply zone, right? So what happened? Hold on. Can I? All right, get back on me, camera. 1 second. Got to censor me. Then I got to do this, and then, all right. So right here. See, I'm getting used to this. All right. So this happened where it wicked at my supply, at my take profit target. Okay, this kind of scared me a little bit. All right, so your boy is like, we're approaching the end of the day. I don't want to risk a lot of my position. I already took profits off the table. I'm at 200% right now. I think I'm good. So I'm pretty sure that I exited right here. Okay, I exited right here. Now, I did re-enter. It's the end of the day. We had like 2 minutes left. This level is my crossing point. If you see a blue dashed line on any charts that I provide, that means that above that line is bullish, below it is bearish, okay? So, once we broke with a solid green bar, right? And then we came back to touch the line, right? That was my signal to enter a call. Even though I have supply up here. I can't ignore price action. I can't ignore volume, right? I can't ignore these things, right? So everything told me that we were primed for breakout. Now, does it hold? I don't know. It was a risk I was willing to take. Some people took it with me. It is what it is. This is Stocks for Rell. Weatherman out. All right. Hopefully that made sense. Hopefully that made sense. Put a 1 or a fire emoji if that was game and that helped you. I would love to know, because if it did, I'll do it again. If it didn't, I won't do it again. That's just what it is. That was a lot. That was a lot. So if you are not if you are not a member of Sacrifice for Riches, please do consider joining. All right, because this is some of the material that I dive deep into that we've already gone over, and live streams are now recorded for Megalodons to be able to watch back and see in detail, more so in detail, what I just explained to you guys. Okay, it's important to understand these concepts, right? So let me do this. All right, so if you're interested, there's the link to become a member. I would highly advise, if you want the education side and all of it, then be a Megalodon. But if you just want to be a part of a small community of like-minded individuals that's just there to help support one another, and get some trades and all that stuff, man, like, join any level. All right, we'll welcome you over there. All right, so I'll pin this to the top, and hopefully that, like I said, hopefully it helps. And again, there's no shame in my game, y'all. There is a money sign inside of a box. So if you want to do super chats, I'm here. But if you don't, it is what it is. Let's see. Do I go to look for the trade in the Discord? So some of the trades I post in the Discord. So we have alerts. So Megalodons will have like live alerts of my charts. So when I set an alert on my chart, you will begin to start seeing breakdowns of where you should enter and exit. Now, you do whatever you want to do, but it's more so, it's my chart, it's my alert. I just share it with the community, and you can choose to play it or not to play it. So, but yes, and if you're not a Megalodon, I still do provide plays to the community. So swing trades, I'm trying my best to put a swing trade out there every couple days. But the alerts from these rapid fires and other things, that would go directly to the Megalodons, right? That means that you just get more volume of plays. And we have something going on with this camera. It's insane. All right, I'm not ready to upgrade my camera yet, so just stop playing with me. All right, so we're gonna take a quick pause, I don't know how many likes we have, but I see 36 viewers, but we have 100 views. So please, if you have not hit the like button, I really would appreciate it. Right? It's bigger than you guys think. Right? Essentially, I guess think about it this way. If somebody told me that I'm going to give you a lot of game as it relates to the stock market, all you have to do is press a button. Best believe I'm pressing the button every time. So if you guys can help, I appreciate it. Thanks. I appreciate that. Okay, any questions before I get into the rapid fire? Which I need to find my timer. Get my timer ready. Get my timer ready while I see if there's any questions. All right, for those that are new, hold on. All right, for those that are new, this is a rapid fire chart analysis. What do we do here? Well, we switch over to the charts. I look to the comment section for tickers that of stocks you may be interested in, rather you're trading, rather you're investing, whatever it is, right? And then I give you my perspective of what I see going on with the chart, right? Now, if you are, let me put on do not disturb. One moment. That is on. 1 second. If you are looking to enter a call or a put, if you are currently in a call or a put, if you're looking to invest, whatever it is you're trying to do, if you can add some context to it, it would be helpful. But it has to be quick, all right? Because we want to kind of get through them. We want to get through as many as we can, but efficiently, but also, you know, from a technical lens. I don't want to mislead anybody, but you all should do your own due diligence. This is not financial advice or suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell anything. This is just me taking the ticker that you were sharing and then giving you my perspective, right? From a wide lens, okay? But anyway, when we get over to the charts, I have a timer. With this timer, I set it. When I say go, we get going. Once this timer is done, it's over, right? It's a wrap. So today, because we spent so much time doing the weather, right? We're gonna do this for, I'm already over time. We're at 45 minutes. We're gonna go 25 minutes, okay? I'm set a timer for 25 minutes. I'm looking to the chat for comments. I will not look at a ticker that you put in now until I hit go, right? So any ticker after I say go is the ticker I'm looking at. How do you see your lines on the stock in options chart? Okay, so you can't like see them both. So like if you're like, for instance, trading on WeBull, right? You can have your stock chart, right, where you have all your lines, but you also have an options chart to which you can place your lines. So it is different. The charts are different. It won't be a one-to-one representation of each other. Okay, so just know that it does not carry over. Not unless, the only way that it could happen is if TradingView allows you to do options trades and you have it synced up with your broker. And if you do that, then you can copy your object tree over to it, but I don't think I would recommend it because it just, with options you have theta and, you know, all the Greeks or whatever that can affect the chart. So the only reason you would look at lines in the chart is just to for like here now. Like it's like a short-term decision-making situation that I would be working the charts on options. Yep. I get it. New to using TradingView. Yep. Take some time. Yep. It's a new tool. You got to figure out how to use it, big dog. What's your favorite rinse and repeat stocks? Favorite rinse and repeat. Well, it was SoFi for the longest. It technically is SoFi. I just kind of I've gravitated a little bit away from SoFi because I talked about it so much. But that was probably one of the easiest stocks to trade because I studied the chart for so long that I kind of just understood how price action moved with that particular stock. So I think the easiest stock to rinse and repeat is the one that you know the best. It's the one that you've seen time and time again. You understand how the volatility works. You understand its price action. You understand the levels, and you're not really surprised by how it moves. Okay, I love trading Tesla. I don't really lose in Tesla, but I'm very selective when I do trade Tesla. So same with NVIDIA, same with Amazon, same with Netflix. Like I trade all of those things and I typically do well on those stocks, but I don't trade them every day, right? Those are like once, maybe twice a month, maybe once a quarter. Like so, but those are typically my bigger wins though too. All right. Your thoughts on KEX? Okay, so we're gonna get into it. Let's switch over to the charts. See if I got it good. I got it good. Just so you know, this is all like Google stuff. I'm gonna have to get rid of it. But if you're wondering what the take profit targets for Google is, here's my take profit targets. If we are able to find support above 232.80, just for your information. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Okay, but let's do. I have to figure out how to get my chart back, like all the data. So let's go rapid fire. All right, there we go. All right, I'm gonna have to clear all this up now. All right. All right, I think we're ready. So, I think I lost some viewers. It is what it is. 25 minutes starting on the clock. Rapid fire chart analysis. Let's go. What you got? Give me a ticker. I'm only taking tickers that are placed right now, because I said go. You gotta have them ready, y'all. Time's ticking. Time's ticking. Lulu. All right. Whoo. Woo-hoo. All right, hold up. I'm gonna have to flip my screens around so I can do this properly. Wow. You know, I said I was gonna play Lulu and I missed it. I was too busy focused on Google. All right, so you're probably wondering, okay, where does the bleeding stop? All right, well, for that, I'm just gonna be real quick. Just so you know, I typically start off slow and then I get faster. But let's see here. Well, instantly when I'm looking at this, I mean, you had this support here, but I'm not really a fan of it. So okay, hold up. Where's my stuff? Hey, hold up. We're gonna pause the timer. I'm looking for my shortcuts. Something's not right. Hold on. Where is my... Okay, something. Give me a minute, y'all. I did something. Hold on, it's my favorites. All right, there it is. Was it there the whole time and I just didn't see it? All right, timer back on. Okay, so let's take a look. So I'm on the weekly. I'm trying to see where the trading zones are for the weekly. And technically, this is where we've seen some resistance and we popped up. And then finally found support above, but we have a bearish engulfing right here. So this is a previous supply on a weekly that's now, that then later became support. So we're gonna do a supply zone. So then you had this false breakdown on the weekly and then the pop up. So this is still not really that strong. Okay, so let's see here. Bear with me. Okay, well, technically, this is kind of the zone. If you want to know where the bottom is, I mean, the absolute bottom is 156.08, but that range is up to about, hold on, let me get this right. That range is to about 164.47. Will we go that far down? I think that's a strong possibility, because as of right now, no, this is a bearish. I mean, this is a bullish engulfing, but there's a lot they have to get over here. So let me go to the daily. I'm spending a lot of time on this because I know earnings just happened, and I know a lot of people are interested. So I don't like this. I don't like their chart because it just doesn't align with how I perceive it, how I work things. All right, so let me just do this the old-fashioned way. Wait. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So I'm gonna give you this, and I've got to move on. Essentially, with Lulu, as long as we're under $280, I know this is a wide range, we're bearish. Okay, that's what I'll tell you. Until we break that, we're bearish. Our next wall towards the upside is here. So this would be our take profit target if we were to find an option to ride the wave up. Okay, so but that's what I can tell you right now. All right, otherwise I'm not touching this. I would love to see it hit here, and because I know the bottom, I'm going to set an alert for Lulu. Okay, and I'm going to come back to this and just be paying attention to these levels. Okay, setting alerts at these levels. Okay, all right, my bad for taking so long. What we got? If you are KGU, you're gonna have to put hashtag KGU. If you are green, you will have priority because you are a Discord member. So we've already done CCL, which is Carnival Cruise, right? So we had this supply zone, right, that we identified in the last rapid fire chart analysis. We said that if we could break above 31.45, then we would likely see a continual upside. This actually was our ceiling at $30.57. We broke above, we came back down to retrace and popped off. This was a strong signal that you should be in calls once we've seen this happen. Okay, so as of right now, you're pretty solid with Carnival to the upside, with your take profit target of being, your next take profit target being right around here at 36.39. Okay, if we fall back below $30.57 then and fail to break back through, then I do see Carnival falling back to about $25.19. I see the support or the previous supply zones here, but I don't see a lot of buying opportunities, so I would say come on down. All right, moving on. Okay, Denise, you said you need the supply demand zones. Okay, I'm sorry, Queen. I'm glad I read that again. Well, this is the daily, and on the daily, as of right now, this would be, oh my God, come on, work. I don't know if I like it, but technically, this is your demand zone, okay? But I'm gonna zoom in to see if we can find a little bit of a better structured one. Nope. Yeah, I think this is what we're gonna have to take it for. So Here's your demand zone, which is at $29.39. That's your entry for demand. So I will put that on the chart. All right, and then there you go. Okay, supply is not been established quite yet. Okay, technically this will be supply, but I'm not really a fan of it. So yeah, technically this is supply. Supply zone. And I'll give you the base of supply, and there you go. That is your supply zone at 32.29, and there's your demand zone at 29.40. So that would essentially be your trading zone there. Okay, moving on. My bad. Open. So we've looked at open several times, and hopefully you played it based on what we said, right? So we said it was within this structure, and we were waiting for it to break structure. We had our take profit target from here to here at 379. We did say that if we broke above 379, that we likely would see some bullishness to the next take profit target of 499. Okay, so now we're bullish on open. Oops. We're bullish on open as of right now. We've established a potential level of demand, right? And now what we're doing, we're waiting to see if price comes back to retest this zone, this level, and that level being $5.39. Okay, so we're gonna do that. We're also gonna have to check and see if an imbalance is formed, which I believe it is, or it will be, and then go from there. I mean, but that's it. Here's your base. If we fall below this demand zone and confirm below it, which essentially is 499, then you're looking for shorts. Okay, I will put an alert on here, so I know that when we come back to open, I need to bring my eyes to it, and then I'll know how to play it because we already have the chart established. So we're gonna leave that at that for now. There's more to open, but I can't spend a lot of time on it. WeBull calls. Who is that? Jeff, I see you, big dog. WeBull. So that's bull, I want to say, is the ticker. That is correct. All right, so we've worked WeBull. Oops, I don't know what we just did, but we worked WeBull. So let's just see what we're talking about. So with WeBull, we play this out, and it was looking like a pennant, but it's not quite, because a pennant typically has like an upward structure like this, and this isn't that. So we oh man, my mouth is dry. Okay, so we followed this trend, this pattern that we drew up. We failed to break above supply, so we did that. I want y'all to know something. If you break above supply, right, and you start seeing a lot of top wicks and not a green confirmation candle like this, right, then you're essentially in a position where more than likely the sellers are going to take over and drag it back down. The moment you fail back into supply with this increased volume, it was time to short it. Essentially, it was time to short it. But here we are. Now we fell below the supply zone, and now we need to see if we're going to retest it or break down. So with this, at the bottom at 1390, we need to see if price is going to come back to retest it and get rejected, or come back into it, retest the bottom, and then take off. Okay, that's kind of what we're looking for with WeBull. Okay, if we fall to the bottom, then our take profit target is going to be here at $11.92. Okay, I'll give you that right now. That is your take profit target to the downside. But you want calls? I mean, I give you the business. Hopefully it makes sense. All right. Uber. Again, if you're a member, you will get priority on the stocks. All right. So with Uber, let's zoom all the way out. So we're in a ascending wedge, essentially, right? Let's see here. This right here, this bar, typically would represent a low volume node support, right? So I don't have, hold on, let's just check it out. Yeah, it's close to. Okay, I don't use that too often, but so essentially we already talked about this, and essentially we said that if we can confirm above 87.76, then we're likely to touch this ascending line of resistance. We are not breaking through this level yet, right? Instead, we have a pause in momentum, right? This equates to a pause in momentum or direction. So we're waiting to see what's going to happen. There's no confirmation anywhere. I will say this. I will say that I'm more bullish on a breakout for this play. We have demand here. We have demand here. And then we have an imbalance. Buy side imbalance. Okay. So we have the demand, we have the imbalance, and then this right here, having demand and imbalance, this just tells me that the bulls are pretty much trying to take over. This structure so far is not representative of a reversal for me, right? Nothing here is showing me strengths of a reversal. So right now, I believe that this is a retracement to either the imbalance or the demand before it takes off. That's what I think. That's Uber. All right. So let's reset my chart. Who would have thunk that Uber was? Man, okay. Moving on. What we got? APLD calls. All right. So we talked about this. This is, we've already established our chart. Essentially, this line right here, 1381, was essentially your signal to take calls if we confirmed above. I do not see confirmation above this level, right? This right here, I know this is a weekly. I will zoom in, but essentially, as we're breaking through, we have a top wick, right? So that tells me our sellers are showing up. The following candle wasn't a strong, solid green candle above the line. Instead, you get a doji candle, or indecision candle, which again is weakness, right, for the bulls. This is an indecision candle. This is an evening star followed by this. So this tells me that technically we should be falling back through this level, right, and back to this imbalance. I believe is what is here right now, but I don't remember. But yeah, I do see. So we had one of these. I do see this coming down. It very well could come here and then reject, and then you'll have a head and shoulders pattern that formed. Okay, that could happen, or you can get a false breakdown before it continues back up, where you get a higher high and a higher low. You have to look for these patterns. So right now, all right. I don't want to spend, but you know what I'm saying. Higher high, higher low. Here we go. Right. This is where you're at right now. Okay. So just pay attention to the pattern. Pay attention to the candles right above this level. As of right now, this needs to be broken, and this needs to show some confirmation. So you're looking for price action around this level. Okay, moving on. What do we got? What's up, KGU? What's up, Lisa? I see you. Okay, Josh is from KGU, and he has Baba, and he's looking at calls. Let's get it. All right, I haven't talked about Baba in a minute. All right, so I just drew my neckline essentially with this one. And I'm just trying to divide, trying to split it and figure out where are we bullish and bearish, okay? So seeing that this was such a strong support level that we hit multiple times, but we found strength above it. Essentially, we need to find strength above 130.29, which it looks like in the after hours we are there. But let's zoom in a little bit. All right, what do we see? We have a higher high, we have a higher low, but Oh, and we have demand, right? So the bulls are still here. We have volume increasing. They beat earnings, solid, right? So there's a lot of positive here for potential momentum to the upside. I love seeing this right here, which we have a buy side imbalance. So essentially, I don't see anything here that would represent a reversal. So I do see this as a potential bullish move towards the upside, right? So as long as we can stay above 130.29 and have solid confirmation, then great. But this candle right here is not giving me confirmation vibes. Let's zoom in a little bit. Right. So we lost steam. So as prices going up, volume's going down. So you have divergence, right? When you have divergence, you typically you're gonna see a reversal. So we have this huge red candle, more body than wick, but we're testing this level. So right now, I don't know. We need to see confirmation here. Okay. Right now, we don't have it. Okay. That's all I can say right now for Baba. But there's a lot of bullish momentum, right? There's a lot of bullish momentum here. And for me, this is kind of like Google, right? Where we had this big pop and then we had this choppy sell-off with low volume. That just tells me that the bulls have an opportunity to really take over and send this thing flying. All right. So KGU says NVDY. Who is that from KGU? Ordinary Peeps P. I got you, big dog. We got 6 minutes left on the timer. Okay, hold up. Man, I'm running. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe, consider joining, becoming a member, all that good stuff, all right? So let's zoom out. We always zoom out, and then we figure out what's going on here. Well, I don't know. This company is YieldMax, so I'm supposed to be saying the ticker and the company, so it's easy to cut, and I'm messing up, but whatever. Okay, so essentially, I don't like the stock. I don't know if you're trying to play calls or puts or whatever, but on the weekly, I don't like it. On the daily, I don't like it. On the 4 hour, 1, 2, 3, you got a little bit of a, nope, it's not a head and shoulders. So this looks like a potential bull flag, but essentially with this stock, what I'm seeing is that we need to break up above this level of 1747 before we can see anything really happening here. But let's see if I can identify some other things. Okay. All right. Well, technically, I don't like it, but technically, this is a potential area of supply. But again, I'm not a fan of this selection, this tag I just did. But it looks like it's warranted. Okay. So obstacle 1 is breaking above 1747. Obstacle 2 is breaking into supply and then finding support with some bullish momentum going into it, right? So if you're looking for calls, you're looking for this to kind of do this. It probably will hit halfway here, and then you're either going to break this wall or you're going to see a price action that represents a reversal to send you back down, okay? But if you break through right away, then you're looking for confirmation to hit this line before you touch the top and either come back down or break out. Once you break out, again, looking for retest at the top of this level before you take off. That's kind of what, like, the pattern I'm seeing here potentially playing out. Okay, let's see here. KGU LYFT. Who is that? Call me Rich. What up, Rich? All right, so Rich wants Lyft. Well, we got Uber and now we got Lyft. Well, I mean, instantly my eyes say that this is a double bottom. that's trying to play out, but it didn't really break this neckline yet. Okay, so we can't really right. So we're pretty much what we're looking at here. We're looking to see if we're bullish once we break $19. All right, but let me see. Let me zoom out a little bit, see what I can conjure up, because here we also have, this is a dangerous zone. Okay, this is a level of supply. Let me go here, go right. All right, so we got a level of supply here, which the level is 1856. Okay, so essentially with Lyft, if we can break through 1856, $19. Okay, because $19 is the neckline that I have posted. If we can break above it and find some confirmation above this level, then you're more bullish than bearish. Okay, but be careful, because you can very well break up and then wick right back out of it. So as of right now, high, lower high, lower high, and then we just broke this structure. Okay, so let's see if I can draw that out for you real quick, so you can see a visual. Visuals help, right? So this is kind of like a pennant, right? So there you go. We're looking for that breakout. Moving on. What we got? My G checkout beam. Hold on. Josh, thank you so much for the super chat, big dog. I see you. $2. I really appreciate it. Genuinely. Thank you so much. All right. What else we got? All right. So we got DMTZ. My guy, DMTZ. I'm typing in your name. He's asking me to check out BBW. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. Okay. Build-A-Bear. BBW. Build-A-Bear. Oh, man. All right. This is taking off. Okay. What do you want to know about it? Okay. Build-A-Bear outperformed Big Tech. Okay. Yes. But what do you want to know about it? Check. Yeah, I see it. It's on a rocket. But what do you want to know about it? Because right now, I'm running out of time. You got 54 seconds. I mean, if you're in the play, great. If you're not in the play and you're just wanting to bring attention to it, okay. We there. Good stuff. I ain't never going there again. I took my kids there one time. They better have that bear the rest of their life. I want to know if the fundamentals are robust. Okay. Well, the fundamentals is a different story. This is all about technicals. So for me to identify the fundamentals, I'm gonna have to dig into the company and then look into price to earnings, P ratios, and then the market cap and all that stuff. So I can tell you what I see in technicals, but I can't tell you what's going on fundamentally with the company. I don't understand Build-A-Bear. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. All right, so I'll tell you this about it though. From a technical standpoint, this is how I see Build-A-Bear. As of right now, Build-A-Bear needs to find confirmation above 63.59. It didn't do that. So I see a potential pullback, but we got to be careful. We need to see price action that's representative of a reversal. But essentially, if we cannot break through, confirm, and take off, then we're likely to see what just happened. Right? Get rejected and come on down. And actually, the take profit target on Build-A-Bear towards the downside would pretty much be this previous level of resistance that should become support at 55.34. Okay, so that would be my signal. Okay, I'm not sure how the options work with them. I don't know if you're looking to invest. If I am looking to invest in Build-A-Bear, then I'd much rather have it at 47.87 as my first target, and then 33.15 as my my load the boat zone. Anything below that, I'm selling it. I wouldn't even hold it. All right. I think we did it. I think we did it. Shout out to y'all for being patient with your boy. That was the rapid fire chart analysis. We did run out of time. Hopefully you were able to get your ticker answered. Let's see here. But what did we go over? We went over BBW, Build-A-Bear. We went over Lyft, LYFT Inc. We went over YieldMax, NVDY. We went over Baba, Alibaba Group Holdings, right? We went over Applied Digital Corporation, APLD. We went over Uber Technologies, UBER. We went over WeBull, ticker symbol BULL. We went over Opendoor Technologies, ticker symbol Open. We went over Carnival, which is CCL. We went over Lululemon, LULU, right? We went over Alphabet, aka Google, ticker symbol GOOG. We went over, that was it. We went over a lot. We covered a lot of stocks. So shout out to y'all for feeding this live stream. It was absolutely amazing. I had a great time. I hope you guys found value. I hope to see some of you guys in the Discord. If you have any questions, hit me up in the Discord, rather in a Sacrifice for Riches, or you can find me at KGU. KGU is my home. All right, so I'm a crown trader over there if you didn't know, and I am available. My DMs are open. Just don't abuse it or I'll cut you off. All right, but I'm here to help where I can. All right, thank you so much for the TA. My pleasure. Okay, Lola, thank you, Queen. Appreciate you. All right, this is Stocks for Rell, Sacrifice for Riches. Everybody, take care.